Welcome, Sibley Elementary students. I'm David Marquardt, Director of Grand Rapids Parks and Recreation, and we are here today to celebrate these new park improvements. And I'm so pleased to have you here today to check out the new slide that we put in, the new swings, the new spring toys, repaved basketball court, new lights, new fencing. This is a brand new park, and we're pleased to be sharing this with you here today. I'm so glad you came out. Welcome to everyone else. I'd like to thank our project management team, our design consultants and contractors for this impeccable work that's been done here today. And there are a few special dignitaries that I'd like to introduce as well. We've got our city manager, Greg Sundstrom, who's going to be saying a few words next. Connie Bohatch from Community Development. And Connie's going to be talking a little bit about the HUD grant dollars that supported the important millage dollars that went into these park improvements today. And then we've got Michael from Detroit. Thank you for coming over today, who is our State of Michigan HUD representative. So Greg, a few words, please.
Good morning. Thank you, David. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It's kind of rough being out of class to have to come over here, isn't it?
No.
At any rate, thank you for coming this morning. This is all for you. The voters of Grand Rapids, your parents, voted to raise their taxes so that we could rebuild our parks all across this city. And what I want you to know is that people care about you. They want you to have a safe and fun place to play, because having a place to play is an important part of growing up. So we want you to come to this park and to use this park as often as you would wish, so that the taxpayers get their money's worth. They spend all this money and they want to know you're having fun here. So when you go home tonight, thank the adults in your house who are paying these taxes, because without that we couldn't do this work. So this year, at the end of this summer, we're having 4 of these this morning, 4 of these park ribbon cuttings, and at the end of the season we will have totally refurbished 20 city parks. Yeah, let's hear for 20 city parks. So you're lucky because you're one of the earlier parks to get done. There are some people that won't have us fix their park for 5 or more years. So we did it because we knew you were at the perfect age to play in this park today. So we wanted to make sure we had it ready in time for you. So again, thank you for coming, and enjoy this park. And with that, I'd like to introduce our Managing Director of Community Services, Connie Bohatch.
Hey, Greg. With that look on your face when you heard 5 more years, some of you said, gee, I'll be in college by then. Good thing we're first, right? I saw your face. Well, I have one of the best jobs in the city, because we get money from the federal government that we use to put with our local money. So the tax dollars that Mr. Sundstrom just talked about, we get some more money from the federal government. And it's a really important partnership that we have, so that we can have more money to leverage to be able to do more parks. So maybe we can get some of those parks done sooner than 5 years. Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah.
All right. We have Mr. Michael Polsinelli, come on over, who is here he is the Detroit Field Office Director, and he's here from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, where we get some of those tax dollars from the federal government. So he's here today because we want to honor him, especially because he plays such an important role for our community in having that partnership. So we want to have him come and help celebrate today. Okay? All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Connie. Thank you, David. Thank you, Greg. And I want to thank the City of Grand Rapids, Mayor Bliss, who I know who is not here today, for giving me this opportunity to leave Detroit and come out and see what's going on in other parts of our state. So, what I'm going to do now for you kids, just so you know, I'm going to talk for about an hour. Then we're going to do some math programs, and then we're going to go have the cider and donuts. Is that okay? No, that's not okay. Absolutely not. Okay, so I probably have the most hard to understand part of all of this, because I work for the federal government. So Connie, Greg, David, they all work for the city of Grand Rapids. But my boss's boss is actually the President of the United States. So, I like that look. So what we do is we give money to cities such as Grand Rapids, and then they decide what they want to use that money for, And they want to take that money and make places where you live even better places to live. That's why you see this park has been renovated. You see that over there? The new slides, the new swings, the walking paths. You see new benches. That's all due to the folks that work in this city and using the money we give them very wisely to give you what you want and what you can use.
Welcome to Dickinson Park. I am David Marquardt, Director of Grand Rapids Parks and Recreation, and I am so pleased that all of you came out today. What a wonderful way to celebrate this grand new park that we're celebrating here today. I will be brief, but I just want to say that this is a great celebration. We've got new play equipment, some new park benches, this brand new shelter that we're standing under here today is all a result of some important tax dollars that were voted in 2013. We're also here today because we've got some important federal dollars that you'll hear about in a few minutes from the federal government that helps support those important local tax dollars. So I'm going to be brief. Thank you for coming out today. I'd like to introduce our city manager, Greg Suntrums, to say a few words, please.
Thank you, David. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning!
Are you disappointed to be out of school to have to come down here?
No!
Oh, I'm surprised. Well, I'm really thrilled you're here, and know that the reason that we're having this celebration, there's only one, and it's because of you. We're here to celebrate for you because you get a brand new park. The city is really pleased to do this. We have been working toward this for a long time. At the end of this fall, we will have 20 parks that we will have recreated just like we did this park. We still have a long ways to go because the city has 70 parks. But we're only doing this because your parents, the taxpayers of Grand Rapids, decided to raise their taxes so that they could build new parks. And you guys don't know how lucky you are because there's 70 parks. This is in the first 20. We're doing yours early. There's some kids at other parks that we won't get to for another 5 years. So we got yours now. And so we should all be happy. We're here to celebrate. We're here to celebrate because it's going to work out ideal for you to have this park. The city brought a bunch of little gifts for you like cookies, cider, and sunglasses, which we never do. So enjoy that. The taxpayers helped you with that as well. At any rate, thank you, kids. What I really want you to do to help us out here is come to this park and play. Because the more kids we have playing in this park, the better it's going to be for everybody. The equipment is going to get used, it's going to be safer for everyone, and the taxpayers are going to get their money's worth because you're out here using it. So who agrees that they're going to come back and play in this park?
Me!
All right, all right. With that, I would like to introduce the Managing Director of Community Services for the city, Connie Bohatch.
Thank you. We're here to set another park morning, so this is our second park, and it's pretty exciting because I have a really neat job at the city, and most of what I do is that I get money from the federal government that comes to the city of Grand Rapids, and I get to help support projects in the community that goes along with that taxpayer dollars that Mr. Sundstrom talked about. And so in this park, not only do you have the taxes that your parents supported for that millage, but you also have federal dollars called the Community Development Block Grant. And we use those to fix streets, to fix parks, and today we have someone really important and special here to celebrate the opening of this park. And his name is Michael Hosanelli, and he's the Detroit Field Office Director from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. So he's here to help celebrate today. Can you tell him?
Who's his boss?
I'm going to let him say that because I think it's pretty cool who his boss is. I'm really cool because my boss is the city manager, but Michael's boss is really cool. Let me have him talk about it.
Thank you, Connie. First of all, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank Greg and David and Connie and all of you for inviting me to Grand Rapids and allowing me to get out of Detroit and see what's going on in the rest of the state. It's always exciting for me to see the kind of good work that's going on in other parts of the state. And this is a great park. We were at a park earlier today We had a great group of kids, I think, from Sibley. You guys know Sibley? Yeah. Okay. Well, they were a great bunch of kids, but I can't treat you all any better than them. So what I did is I talked for about an hour, then we did some math problems, and then you were able to get your cookies and your cider. Is that going to be okay? Yeah. I like you. No, that's not okay. I'm going to talk very shortly. So I'm from the federal government. So there was a gentleman here who asked me, who'd you ask me who was going to be here today?
Is Barack Obama going to be here?
Unfortunately, President Obama's not going to be here. This is as good as it's going to get for you. And I'm even way down the totem pole. But my boss's boss is the president. So that's, as good as it's going to get. But I will tell you what we do. Just a little bit what we're going to do. So from the federal government, we have money that we like to give to communities to help them make places where you all live even better places to live. And I think this park is a good example, because what I understand, before all of the new playscapes and the paths and the lighting, this park didn't look nearly as good as it did now. Was anybody here ever seen it beforehand? Does it look better now? Yeah. All right.
Thank you for coming out today. I'm David Marquardt. I am the Director of Grand Rapids Parks and Recreation. And I am very, very pleased to see all of your lovely smiling faces here today. This is a great day to celebrate. We've got some new park components that we've been working hard on with important tax dollars. And if you take a look around, you'll see some brand new walking paths around the park and some new bench seating and a few updates to our playground as well. When we met with some of your parents and some other people in the neighborhood about a year ago, we listened to them to understand, how they would like to be using the park. Some of you may have been at those meetings as well. And what we heard loud and clear is that you like to come to this park to have social gatherings and family gatherings and have plenty of space to do those types of things. So that's what we've delivered here today. And we're so pleased to be here with you today celebrating these impressive and wonderful improvements. So thank you for coming out. I'd like to introduce our very own Commissioner Senita Lenear, and then we're going to hear from our City Manager, Greg Sundstrom.
Good morning. This one too? Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I know exactly where your school is, and I've visited your school a lot. When? It's been probably about a year now since I've been there last. I love your school. I love the building. I love where it's located. What grade are you guys from? Fifth graders. Nice, loud and strong voices from Sherwood. That's great. I won't answer that question. Well, thank you so much for coming out this morning. There are refreshments here for you, as well as a little gift for all of you. But thank you for coming. The reason we do this work is for you and I, so that we can have a place to go where we can have fun, we can run, we can play, we can exercise, you can do all those things. As soon as we put this microphone down, and if your leaders give you permission, you can run around this park as much as you want. And you may want to grab something that we have for you before you do it, because in something else. But thank you so much for lending your voices to making sure that this park had the things in it that you would want. How many of you live around this area? You used to? Okay, see, yeah. Great. So you can visit this park any single day. It's kind of like recess. How many of you like going outside for recess? So when you have a park nearby, you get to have recess at any time. Whenever your parents give you permission, you can go out and do the things you do for recess every single day. Even when it's snowing or raining, you just wear the right boots like I have on, or the right shoes to make sure that you're safe. And you can do all the same fun things that you can do during recess. You can do that in your neighborhood parks.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming out today. I am David Marquardt, Director of Parks and Recreation, and we are very pleased to have you at our park today. We are celebrating the new improvements. You see this new playground behind me. We've got some brand new resurfaced tennis courts, a new park shelter and picnic areas, and some wonderful walking paths that run all the way through the park with some brand new lighting. And we're here to celebrate that today with each of you. We've got some special people here with us today. We've got Commissioner Lenear from our 3rd Ward with us. Woo! Yes. and our very own city manager, Greg Sundstrom, as well. A special thanks to our project team. We've got Viridis Design and Progressive Design with us as well. Carrie Enriquez, our city project manager, and Pride Builders. Thank you very much for your hard work. That is a big reason why we're here today celebrating. So thank you. With that, I would like to introduce Commissioner Lenear to say a few things.
Good morning. Good morning, Mulek Park Elementary students. How are you this morning? Good. I actually took a class at this park. Over there, a golfing class, and now I'm like a golf pro. And I took a tennis class. These are all classes that you can take through our Parks and Recs department, and this is what I did in this park. I used to live right around the corner on Rosewood Street. You guys know where Rosewood Street is? That's right. Your entrance to your school is on Rosewood Street. Well, thank you so much for being here. The reason we do this type of work is for people just like you, so that you can do the fun things in parks that we all like to do. Recreation is fun, it's exciting, you get to be outside in your boots or in your tennis shoes doing fun things in the park. How many of you like going outside for recess? That's one of the best things you can do, right, at school? Well, not one of the best, but it is kind of fun to be outside, right? And so you can do this every day, all day, with your neighborhood park. The things that you do for recess, you can do right here in this park. Thank you for being here. I thank all of the people who were a part of making this, these renovations happen. And thank you for your input. Your parents probably came to some of the meetings that we've held here at your school to make sure that your voices were heard and the things that you like to do were included in this park renovation. We are at 20 parks of renovating 20 parks to make sure across this city that kids like you and adults like us have places to go to have fun. With that, I'm just going to turn it over to Greg just to say a few closing remarks, and then we'll finish up.
Okay. Well, good morning. I'm sorry we had to take you out of class this morning for this. Don't be too sad. Is anybody sad? No. Okay. Well, thank you for coming. And as Commissioner Lenear said, the only reason we do this is for you. And let me tell you how lucky you are, because the city has 70 parks. When we get done this year, we will have finished 20, as the commissioner said. So your park is done because we knew you were ready to come play here. But unfortunately, there's other kids in other neighborhoods that won't have their park fixed up like this for another 5 years. So that's how lucky you are. We did yours first. And so you guys can come and play in the park. So thank you for coming. The city has some wonderful things for you. Kites. How many like to fly kites? All right. So you're going to like this. And have some cider and cookies as well. So thank you again for coming. Anything else, David? Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
Let's go.